latest giant Mega Millions jackpot has been won, and it's a whopping $1.58 billion. At the time we put this video together, the winner still hasn't come forward. All we know is the ticket was bought in Florida. But what happens to the winner when they decide to claim their ticket? Let's take a look at these absurd, strict rules all Mega Millions winners have to follow. If you're the winner of the Mega Millions jackpot, here's what you have to do. Number 10. You might be required to trade your identity to claim the prize. You know how experts all agree you should stay anonymous if you win the jackpot? Unfortunately, you don't always have that option. Some states have laws that require the Mega Millions officials to hand over your personal information. Some states only let you stay anonymous if you win a ton of cash. Sadly, there are more states out there that require you to make yourself known to the public than states that let you remain anonymous. But most people don't know that even in the states where you can remain anonymous, you're still required to hand over certain identifying information to lottery officials before you can claim your prize. This is because they have to confirm your eligibility, like whether you were actually old enough to legally play the lottery. So either way, you're handing over your personal information in exchange for the money. But that's still better than the whole world knowing your name, right? Definitely. And some states want more than others. Some only publish your name. But in other places, other very personal information is published in the news for anyone to see. Sometimes they even publish where you live. That's pretty bad, because it exposes you to the worst dangers lottery winners have to face. Lottery winners are more likely to be targeted by scammers, kidnappers, and even killers than the average population. So you definitely don't want to openly tell the kidnappers where to find you. Luckily, in most cases, an attorney can help you set up a trust to claim your lottery winnings. In that case, it's normally the name of the trust that gets published, rather than your name. But people can still do a little research to find out that you own that trust. Still, it might prevent opportunists from hunting you down to ask for a handout. If you're unlucky enough to win in California, though, there's nothing you can do. In that state, the names of lottery winners are considered public record by law, and there's nothing you can do to stop it being published. You know what else is considered a public record? Details of prisoners. And that's not the only way you'll be treated like a criminal if you win the jackpot. Number 9. You will be interrogated. Wait, what? Why would the lottery interrogate you like you're a criminal just for submitting a claim to the jackpot? Well, firstly, they don't call it an interrogation. They call it an interview. But they also don't call you a winner if you submit a claim. That's because they don't trust anyone claiming to be the winner of the jackpot. If you've won a big jackpot, you'll be interviewed by security and law enforcement, not just lottery officials. But what do they ask you while they're trying to determine if you're the real winner? Well, it's pretty simple stuff, in a way. They'll ask questions about whether you went for a quick pick number selection or whether you chose your own numbers, for example. That's because that information is recorded every time you buy a ticket, and the lottery officials will know the answer because of the unique serial number of the winning ticket. But the information isn't given to the public, so they expect only the real winner to know. In other words, you better take note of some important information about how you bought the ticket just in case you win a jackpot. Think being interrogated is the worst part of the process? Think again. Number 8. You have to plan for your death. Winning the lottery should be a celebration, but I imagine that the party mood is ruined a bit when you're told you need to plan for your own death. Why would you be asked to do that before they give you your prize? Well, if you've chosen the annuity payment option, the lottery wants to know who should be paid in the event that you die within the next 29 years. That's how long the yearly payments will be made for. So, you're told by the lottery that you need to nominate someone as your beneficiary. The Mega Millions specifically will keep paying the prize out as scheduled, while the Powerball works a little differently. You can also nominate your estate as the beneficiary if you die. But be warned, your family will be charged a huge estate tax if you die. And that's true if you choose the lump sum too. There is insurance available to cover the estate tax, and we recommend getting it so your family isn't saddled with a huge tax bill they can't afford while they're also heartbroken over your death. And yes, we agree, all of this is a bit of a downer. After that, they've probably decided to hand over the prize. But it's not as simple as waiting for the money to arrive in your bank account. Number 7. You have to collect your prize in person. You have to personally take your ticket down to the lottery office to claim your jackpot. That's because Mega Millions rules say all winners are personally responsible for working out that they're the lucky ticket holder. If you don't show up with the winning ticket in your hand, then they're not going to come find you and give you the prize. By the time this happens, all the Mega Millions officials know is where the ticket was bought. They even know which store it was bought from, and the store will get a cash bonus for selling the winning ticket. But they're not going to try and trace any ticket holders. But there's another side to this part of the process. This rule also means you can't send someone else to claim your prize for you. And honestly, you wouldn't want to. That's because if someone else walks in with your winning ticket, they can claim it as their own. And that has happened in the past. A war veteran in London recently went public to say that his $4 million winning ticket was stolen by a clerk at the store where he checked the ticket. But the lottery paid out the winnings to the clerk who stole the ticket. Even after the veteran told the lottery he bought the ticket, they wouldn't give him the money, saying they weren't willing to pay out the same prize twice. The thief still has the money, and the veteran never saw a cent. The only thing you can try to prevent this is to sign the ticket as soon as you buy it. That makes it a lot harder for someone to steal it. But still, never let anyone else touch your winning ticket. But a thief isn't the only thing that might prevent you from getting your hands on your jackpot. Number 6. You must have your ticket to claim your prize. Do you know you bought the winning ticket but can't seem to find it anywhere? Bad luck. That means you're not getting the money. This might sound obvious, but there's a myth that the lottery can find out that you're the rightful owner of the winning ticket. But in reality, the Mega Millions makes it very clear that they're not responsible for lost or stolen tickets. If you don't bring your ticket in to claim it, they're not going to help you. And that's a no exceptions policy. The only time they ever seem to investigate the holder of a winning ticket is when a police inquiry is started. But that won't happen if you've just lost your ticket or can't prove it was stolen, which mostly you can't. And you'd be surprised how often tickets are lost. One way around this is to buy your tickets online, which is possible in most states. Those tickets are automatically attached to your account, so they're not as easy to lose as a physical paper lottery ticket. But they're still not 100% safe. In 2021, British couple Rachel Kennedy and Liam McCrohan were supposed to become multimillionaires. They'd set up a subscription online, so their lottery tickets were bought automatically every week with their numbers. When they checked the draw one day, they were stunned when they realized their numbers had all come up for a jackpot worth a whopping $228 million. Only when they checked their account, their ticket wasn't there. It turned out a glitch on the website meant their subscription failed that week for the first time, and the ticket was never purchased. Even though they had proof of their numbers attached to the subscription, they didn't have an actual ticket, and they weren't legally entitled to claim the jackpot. It's tragic, but it happens a lot. Even keeping it with you at all times isn't a guarantee you won't lose it. One player in California lost her $26 million lottery ticket when she accidentally left it in her jeans pocket while doing laundry. We recommend buying a ticket and keeping it in a safe. Think having the ticket is enough? Nope. You might have missed a crucial bit of information hiding on that ticket. Number 5. Your ticket has an expiration date. Did you know that lottery tickets have an expiration date? You can normally find them on the back of your ticket. But that's a pretty weird thing to have on a lottery ticket, right? I mean, it's not milk, it's not going to go off, except it does in a terrible way. See, if you don't claim your jackpot before that date, you can't have the money. No exceptions. The claim period is different in each jurisdiction, but it can be anywhere from just 90 days to 1 year. So if you have any tickets that are more than a year old, don't even bother to check the numbers. You might think this isn't a big problem. After all, who's winning the jackpot and not jumping to claim their prize straight away? Well, a lot of people actually. In the US, over $2 billion in lottery winnings go unclaimed every year. That means loads of people are missing out on claiming winning tickets all the time. And sure, some of that is small prizes that add up. But that would never reach $2 billion on its own. In fact, the largest ever unclaimed prize was a whopping $77 million. Even if you checked all your old lottery tickets now and realized you were the holder of that jackpot-winning ticket, you couldn't claim the prize. That's because the ticket expired in 2011. So it's important to always check your tickets when the draw happens. If you forget and don't check it in time, you might be missing out. That's especially true now. If you bought a Mega Millions ticket in Florida and you haven't checked the numbers, you might be missing out on $1.5 billion. But claiming your ticket on time might be even more difficult than you think. Number 4. You must claim your prize in the state where you purchased the ticket. That's right, there's a shocking loophole in the law. Let's say you've just checked your winning ticket and discovered you're the owner of a huge jackpot. You obviously want to stay anonymous, but because you're a Texas resident, you think you're all right. Texas is one of the states that allows lottery winners to remain anonymous. So that means you're safe, right? Not if you bought that ticket while visiting another state. Your state of residence doesn't matter in this case. You must abide by the laws of the state where you bought the ticket. That changes everything, right? It's bad news for anyone from a state that lets you stay anonymous who bought their ticket while traveling. But it's good news if you live in a state like California. It means there is one loophole that could help you stay anonymous. The states closest to California that allow you to remain anonymous are Wyoming and Arizona. So you might want to take a little trip next time there's a big jackpot up for grabs. But what about the $1.58 billion ticket waiting to be claimed right now? Well, that's a little more complicated. They already know that the ticket was bought in Florida, so the winner will have to follow Florida state lottery rules. And they're pretty interesting. Florida is one of 2 American states, along with Colorado, that allows a kind of partial anonymity. In Florida, winners of more than $250,000 are allowed to remain anonymous, but only for 90 days after collecting their prize. After that, the Mega Millions will be required by law to give your name, city of residence, and the amount you won to anyone who requests it, including the media. Your phone number and street address can remain private. It might be a little better than some states, but it's still not great. Sure, you can get a head start so you can pick a new house to move to before everyone looking for money arrives on your doorstep. But that kinda sounds like you'll be rushing to make important decisions within 90 days, which is never a good thing. It feels like if you followed all those steps, you've definitely earned the money, but you might never get what you expected. Number 3. You might have to share your prize. Have you ever wondered what happens when more than one person wins the jackpot? It's so difficult to actually win the jackpot, you'd think there would only ever be one winner. But sometimes there's more than one person that choose the same numbers. When there are 2 jackpot-winning tickets, the prize is split in half and shared. If there are 3 winners, it's split into 3. And so it goes on. You'll all get equal amounts, but none of you will get the full jackpot you were playing for. It's gotta be pretty disappointing when you actually win the lottery against all odds and then find out that you're only getting half because someone else won too. Obviously, you expect to split the prize if you bought the ticket as part of a group, but not if you bought it on your own. We have a little advice to avoid this though. Try to include a few numbers higher than 31 in your selection. That's because most people will only use their family members' birthdays as their lucky numbers, so a lot of tickets will only have numbers up to 31. Picking a higher number means you're less likely to have the same numbers as the majority of tickets, but even then, it's not impossible that you'll have to share. In the case of this $1.58 billion jackpot, we already know there was only one winning ticket. That means the lucky winner gets that huge jackpot all to themselves. But even then, you're not gonna get the whole jackpot. Number 2, you must choose how you get your money. And choosing how you get your money is kind of like choosing how much money you're really gonna get. Shockingly, when you're told the size of a jackpot, that's not actually the amount you're gonna win. The advertised jackpot is the amount that will be paid out over 29 years if you choose the annuity option. If you choose the lump sum, which is definitely the fun option, then your prize becomes a lot smaller. Why does this happen? Well, when you choose the annuity option, the lottery takes your prize and kind of invests it for you. Then they pay it out to you over the years, plus the interest it earned. But keep in mind that the value of money shrinks, and the interest might not be worth enough to make up for inflation, which means you still don't really get the same amount of money advertised in the jackpot if you pick annuity payments. That's because you won't be able to buy as much stuff when you finally get your hands on it. But if you go for the lump sum, your jackpot drops in value immediately. If you're the winner of the $1.58 billion jackpot and you choose the lump sum, you'll really only take home about $783.3 million. It's a lot of money, but I think we can all agree that it's a lot less than $1.5 billion. And that's only the first time the jackpot will shrink. Number 1. You must hand over a portion of your jackpot to the government. You need to pay a ton of tax if you win the lottery in the US. The bigger your jackpot, the higher the percentage of your winnings belongs to the government. Right off the top, an automatic 24% is taken off the prize for federal taxes. But with this jackpot being the second largest payout to a single winner in history, it's more likely that the total percentage owed is a whopping 37%. That means if you've won the $1.58 billion jackpot and you choose the lump sum, you'll only actually receive $493.5 million. That's right, you're taking home less than a third of what you thought you'd won. If you take the annuity option, it's not much better. The annuity payments will start at about $52.6 million per year, but that's before taxes. After losing the 37%, and yes, before you ask, that is the tax bracket even if you choose the annuity payments, then the payments drop to only $33.1 million. And yes, it's a lot of money, but it's nowhere near what you would have been expecting. And that's just the start. There are all kinds of other hidden taxes that the winner might have to pay, including state tax depending where they live, and gift tax if they want to spread some of their good fortune. Luckily, in this case, the state of Florida doesn't tax lottery winners. So that's one silver lining. Do you think the Mega Millions rules are crazy? Well, there are loads more insane rules you have to follow if you win the lottery anywhere in the world. Want to see our picks for the most insane rules out there? Then click to watch.